you've got Don Lemon engaging in just revisionist history and revisionist present. Like, didn't happen. What do you mean? We've always been fair. He went on with he was on, I think it was Colbert. Colbert is horrified that CNN is trying to leave its liberal bias behind, and asked Lemon about it when he appeared on his show the other night. And listen to the gall of Don Lemon.
The word on the street is that you guys aren't allowed to be liberal anymore. Is that the case?
I don't think we ever were liberal.
What?
Yes, I don't think we ever were
That's
liberal.
not me saying that. That's the people out there saying that he's not letting you be liberal anymore.
Well, I think what Chris is saying is that he wants Republicans, sensible Republicans. He wants us to hold people to account, but he wants people to come on and feel comfortable with coming on and talking on CNN.
Sensible.
Well, they're not.
First of all, he wants only sensible Republicans, meaning anti-MAGA, anti-Trump. And secondly, they've never been liberal. You see, they've always just been above board, trying to hold people to account, right? Wasn't that your experience in watching CNN over the past 6 years?
Well, listen, I can tell from a personal experience. First off, Don Lemon should say that to the new ownership, because clearly they believe that they were extremely liberal and they ruined the audience, right? Which is why all these changes are afoot. But I used to do, when I first started doing TV, I did equal parts CNN and Fox. And it got to a point during 2016, during the primary elections, where they were all Trump all the time. But as soon as he became president, the whole dynamic shifted. And you couldn't really get a word in edgewise on any one of their panels unless you were like just taking a knife to the administration. And it was so uncomfortable for me personally to sit in green rooms and listen to one view of the world for so long and then go out and get absolutely castigated on air that I just refused to do it. I just stopped doing it. I haven't done CNN in 6-7 years. And at one point I had a really good relationship with them. It has been so like Don Lemon. I mean, my God, what is he looking at? Because it was one of the most liberal networks that's ever existed.
Well, yeah, it was and if you listen to it, Josh, if he goes on, just to add to it, guys, and I'll give it back to you, Duncan. He goes on in this exchange with Colbert to say, look, we're just going to hold people to account. That doesn't mean we're going liberal or conservative. It just means we're doing what we do. That's good journalism. He says, you can have confrontational conversations without being vitriolic. You can disagree without being disagreeable. That's what our mission is. This is the same guy. You know how on Twitter you say something and then they've got your record and they'll retweet what you said before with that you, Don? Okay, yeah. I got one of those for you. This you, Don? Listen to Don Lemon prior to his newfound, just good journalism and disagree without being disagreeable and no vitriol, all right? Listen.
There's one party right now that's not operating in fact, that has been misleading the American people, and that is the Republican Party. Republicans are doing something that is very dangerous to our society. We must acknowledge that as journalists, because if we don't, we're not doing our jobs. You voted for the person who the Klan supported. You voted for the person who Nazis support. You voted for the person who the alt-right supports. And there is no reason to believe that the Republicans are going to start playing fairly and are going to start operating as a party of sanity. What is it about President Obama that really gets under your skin? Is it because he's smarter than you? I've lived in several red states. There are a lot of friends who I had to really get rid of. You have to stop demonizing people and realize the biggest terror threat in this country is white men. We have to stop coddling people when it comes to this and the vaccine, saying, oh, you can't shame them. You can't call them stupid. You can't call them silly. Yes, they are. The only party now that is operating in reality is the Democratic Party. The Republican Party is obsolete. Listen, again, I'm not a political person. I'm a person who lives in reality. I'm a journalist.
Look, there is bringing receipts, and then there is bringing a CVS length receipt, and that is what Megyn Kelly brought for us today. I don't know if you guys have seen these CVS receipts that are literally like a mile long. That's exactly what that was.
It seems like the Edward R. Murrow of our time. What are you talking about?
Liberal bias? What are you saying? We love sensible Republicans, and by that we mean those guys over at the Lincoln Project. What's your problem? This is a joke, and this is directly why that long clip is exactly why hundreds of employees are being laid off at CNN today. They abandoned their fealty to journalism.
Yeah, no, it's like you reap what you sow. It's like they did a lot of sowing there, and now they're finding out suddenly, oh no,
there's some reaping.
Yeah, there's some reaping involved. But I mean,
that's exactly right.
Back on Holmes's point earlier about when he used to do CNN, is like, who's going to opt in? If you're a Republican, who's going to opt in to walking into the WWE arena where it's 4-on-1 and two of the co-hosts have chairs that they're hitting you with for 30 seconds at a time?
It's so true. I mean, the last hit I did on CNN, I was on a panel where I was being berated because I didn't believe that both the Pledge of Allegiance and our national anthem were inherently racist. And I was like, this can't be good for business. Like, how am I going to be in the middle of this discussion and help me at all? This is awful.
All right, I got to tell you about Kamikoto knives. These knives are made with high-quality Japanese steel using traditional techniques. Each knife is individually inspected and comes with a lifetime guarantee. They come in a beautiful, heavy-duty ash wood box, and it makes sure that the knife is stored safely. It also makes Kamikoto a great gift because of the wooden box the knives are presented in. The whole thing is lovely. And who doesn't want great knives, right? How many times you're like, this doesn't work, I don't like this one, but like even at my level of cooking, this is important to have. Because of their single bevel edge, Kamikoto knives can achieve an unbelievably sharp edge that you just cannot get with other knives. They can cut through your ribeye like butter. You can maintain the edge of your blades with one of Kamikoto's sharpening whetstones. Kamikoto knives are used by several chefs working at Michelin star restaurants. Kamikoto is running a massive Black Friday sale still right now. It's still going. And they're offering my viewers an extra $50 off any purchase with discount code MEGYN. Go to kamikoto.com/Megyn. That's KAMIKOTO. KAMIKOTO.com/Megyn now. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.